What is up, everybody? Isaac here with Civil Engineering Academy. Excited to be with you again today on a fun podcast episode. I really do appreciate if you guys are listening to these or watching them on YouTube. Feel free to leave comments. We do appreciate those. And if you are watching on YouTube, make sure you give it a like and subscribe so you can make sure you're up to speed on everything we come out with. Some of the content that we love to produce, though, is podcast episodes dealing with career, exams, everything in between dealing with civil engineering. We also love producing content around practice problems to help you on your journey to pass your FE and PE. In addition to all of that, we have literally helped thousands of people ace their FE and PE exams. So if you are interested in acing those exams, make sure you check out civilengineeringacademy.com or check out our courses at civilfereviewcourse.com or for the PE, civilpereviewcourse.com as well. So lots of resources to help you out on this journey to ace these exams and to help you become a professional engineer. And if you're just starting this journey, we have lots of tools and resources to help you out as well. Because it's a great field to be in, civil engineering is something that people love to find themselves in because you get to participate in making humanity a better place. You build stuff and you actually get to see the fruits of your labors, and that something that you build will be there for a very long time. So exciting stuff. Anyway, with that long introduction, I want to get to today's podcast episode. And this one might be a quick one, but it is something that I've been thinking about. And that is the top 4 reasons why I think people leave their positions at work, why they quit their jobs. And I've been thinking about this for a little bit because we've had the Great Resignation going on for the past few months or quarters where people are switching jobs, switching careers. And I don't think it's just the hospitality and the restaurants that are going through this. I think it's happening in a lot of other areas as well, even within civil engineering and the technical fields as well. So this is just something I wanted to address. So I have the top 4 reasons why people leave their jobs or their careers or why they quit. And it's going to be coming up right after this. All right, for the number 1 reason why people leave their jobs or their careers or quit their job, there's actually been a poll done by Gallup. They interviewed more than 1 million people. And the number 1 reason why people leave their companies is because they have a crappy boss. So maybe you've had a crappy boss before too, which is totally understandable. So people don't really leave companies, they leave managers. And that is the number 1 reason. If you have a crappy boss, if you have a crappy manager, someone that's, what are they like? Do they micromanage you? Do you like that style of management? Or do you like someone that's a little more hands off and gets some check-ins every once in a while? Like the way your manager is, maybe it's the personality that just doesn't work well with you, or maybe it's just their management style. But that is the top reason why people leave their companies. So like I said, there was a Gallup poll on this. They interviewed more than 1 million U.S. employees. And the number 1 reason is that they have a bad boss. And that is the reason why they left their company. So 75% of all workers that left, that's the reason why. So that is the number 1 reason why people leave their jobs, is because they got a crappy boss. What do you think about that? Have you had a crappy boss? Let me know. All right, the second reason I can think of why people leave their careers or their jobs is because of company culture. Now, what is company culture? Company culture is quite a few things. And in my mind, it's really the values that your company has. It's how they treat you as an employee. Do they value the ideas that you bring to the table? Do they work with you on things, whether it's flexibility of time working or appointments that you've got going on? Like, are they willing to work with you? Or are they so stifling and unbendable that they don't work with you on those things? So company culture plays a huge role in people's decisions when they leave a company. It's not more important than having a decent manager, but it does play a role. And I think it does play a role over time, the longer you're with a company. The other reasons why people leave, and it's tied into company culture, is company culture is tied to a few things. Like, do you have stifling bureaucracy? When you have a policy or something, does it just take forever for that thing to be presented to someone that's a decision maker? Sometimes things, you're steering a huge ship. It's just very hard to make policy changes even when you know that those can help the company quite a bit. So is there stifling bureaucracy? That's part of that. That's part of company culture. Another one is like the politics. If politics are involved or based over performance of individuals, employees, like this is the way things have always been done, so things don't change. There's also, just dealing with people fighting, jostling over positions or things of that nature. So sometimes the politics play a role in company culture as well, and sometimes people get sick of that. So that's also tied into that as well. So bureaucracy, politics all play a role. Another one that I can think of that's tied to culture is basically the fear of being able to speak up or present ideas. So if your company's not valuing the ideas that you bring to the table, that can be a problem. And more importantly, if they do accept ideas, are they actually listening to them? Sometimes people gather ideas, they act like they're going to do something, and really nothing ever gets done with those ideas. So if you work for a company that's like that, that can be a challenge. But it also, is tied into the health of the company and really listening to employees and valuing your employees by submitting, either survey or ideas of things of that nature. The other one that ties into that is, are ideas actually getting implemented, or are they just squashed right up front? Sometimes that's a big problem. If you value your employees' ideas, let's at least listen to them. Maybe we can vet out what's actually going to work or not, and then try to move those forward. So those are all little bits and pieces that tie into a company's culture. If you like the company's culture, people are more likely to stick around for a long, long time. If employees dislike the company culture, then they're going to be polishing up their resume and looking for somewhere else that might have a better place, a better fit for them, because they want to enjoy coming to work every day. They don't want to dread coming to work every day. So, number one's your boss. You hate coming into work. It's usually because of that. And the second one is company culture. So how's the company culture? Do you like it? Do you not like it? And all those things tie and play a role into it. All right, the third reason why people leave their company is because of difficult clients. And that ties into maybe the type of work that you're doing as well. But if you have a difficult client and people are coming to work every day and they don't love working with that client, or they're a bear to work with, you can guarantee that employees aren't going to be happy over time. Now, that might take a while after they have to learn what the client does, what their systems are like, all of that jazz. But if people don't love working with a particular client, people will find another job or another fit for them that falls more in line with the work that they like doing. So just keep that in mind. I don't think that's the number one reason why, or even the second reason why, because oftentimes when you get into a position in a new job, you have to learn what the clients are like, and you do your best to put your best foot forward and learn what they're like, and test everything about it. But it is a reason why people leave their company, or at least start looking for other work, is because some certain clients can be a bear to work with, and they might be the hand that feeds the company. And I get that, but it's also a big reason why people might look elsewhere for other work if they don't love working with that client. So that ties into, it could trickle into the company culture, but that is the third reason why people generally leave a company, is because some certain clients that they work with regularly are a bear to work with. Now, that doesn't mean you need to quit your job. It could mean that you need to talk to your manager. Maybe there's a better fit for something you could do within your own workplace, so you don't leave. But at the same time, if there's not another good option there, people do generally look outside of their current employment to find something that might be a better fit for them. So that is the third reason why I think people leave their company. All right, and the fourth and final reason why I can think why people leave a company is simply because of pay. Does the company value you as an employee? Are they paying you what you're worth? Oftentimes people start doing some research. There's tons of websites out there where you can compare your salaries with other people in positions in other states and things of that nature. And, inflation alone is just eating everybody's salary up these last few years. And oftentimes employers don't give a raise that is matching those inflation numbers. Now, I know, at the back end, that companies have to either charge more for their services or whatnot in order to make up that. But, that's the economy. That's how we're working these days. And right now, The fourth reason why people will generally leave is because they can find a better paying job for the same equivalent type of work. And so, keep your head to the grindstone, seeing what's out there. Generally, that's not the top reason why people leave, because people definitely, when they feel comfortable in their positions and they're at work and they know their responsibilities well, and you're coming to work in a routine and you know what you're doing, usually pay comes with that, right? At your own company, sometimes it takes a while, but the pay comes. If you end up bouncing around a lot, you can also get pay, but it's generally not the number one reason people leave. It is a reason, which is why I think it's the fourth reason why people leave, is if they can find a better pay for the same type of work. But before you even do that, it might be worth having, again, a talk with your manager or those that are over you and seeing what you can do, either to move up in the position that you're at, to see if you can get a pay increase, or maybe even move around within your own company to see if there's a fit there for a way for you to get a bump up. I know many employers, if you do certain milestones, whether it's getting a certificate or something, maybe you're finishing up your degree. If you're an engineer, maybe you've earned your PE. All those things lead to pay bumps and title changes. And with those, you get an increase in pay. So, you can set a nice goal and a plan to do that in your own employment. But if you do, at the end of the day, feel like you're not getting paid what you're worth, people are going to look elsewhere. And that's just the reality of it. And there are a lot of employees and places that are willing to pay because there's such a need for civil engineers, engineering in general, and people are willing to pay for that. So, it doesn't hurt to look around, but it's generally not the top reason why people leave their positions is because of pay. All right, so let's wrap this whole thing up. So those are the top 4 reasons why I think people leave their companies to find something else. Number 1, their boss. Their boss stinks. Their manager stinks. That is the top reason why people leave their jobs. The second one is company culture. If the company culture stinks, they might start looking elsewhere. The third one is the work you actually do, whether that's specific clients that are difficult, or whether the work that you're doing you just don't love. That is why people leave. And that's the third reason. And the fourth reason has to do with pay, which also includes all the benefits that might come with that position, and just finding something else that's similar that actually pays you more or a lot more. And sometimes you can negotiate those things within your own company. So those are my top 4 reasons why people leave their companies. I'm curious what you think. Do you agree with that list? Would you add any more to that list? I'm curious your thoughts. Feel free to email me, Isaac@civilengineeringacademy.com, or leave comments if you're watching this on YouTube. Please like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And thanks for listening if you're checking us out on any podcast catcher. Make sure you check out our resources if you are trying to pass your exams at civilengineeringacademy.com, and we will help you on your journey to get there. Anyway, thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. Excited that you're here. I hope everyone has a great 2021. As we head to 2022, I hope that's a fantastic year as well, and looking forward to helping you out in the future. See you next time. Bye. Quick tip video and podcast with Creaky Chair. So those are things that might tie up to the company. Go to